Buenas noches a todos. Welcome back to Tom Plays EU4 for absolute beginners. We're back with Castile, and a bit concerned about an upcoming uprising. I'm thinking I might have to move my troops out of this area here, simply because I really need this uprising to actually happen. Okay, so apart from that, I was going to just go into different types of colonies. Okay, so there is a noticeable difference between colonies in the Americas and in Australia and New Zealand and colonies anywhere else in the world. So if we compare, say, South America and Africa, if we make a colony in Africa, which includes this one, isn't finished, but it does include this one, it basically, and this one, it basically just becomes our land. It's our land, our problem. It's exactly the same as any colony, any land we've taken over, or that was ours to begin with. Okay, tensions between nobles and clergy. We're either going to have a revolt and a loss of loyalty with the nobility, or we're going to lose the papal state's opinion, and we're going to lose loyalty from the clergy. That's an interesting one, to be honest. Partly depends. Oh, there's our Karuna. We might actually stick it to the nobility. They're asking for it. We'll have to ship some troops over there. It's going to cause us some issues, but we'll manage. So anyway, while the ship's heading over. Okay, now colonies in the Americas and also Australia and New Zealand are different, which includes the Caribbean. As soon as you get 5 provinces in a single area, the areas are a little arbitrary, but like this particular area will be Brazil. As soon as you get 5 provinces, they actually form a separate nation. So in this case, it'd be called Castilian Brazil, and they effectively become a bit like a vassal. So they'll join you in wars. They will send you certain amounts of money, usually related to trade, which is why trade becomes so important, and support you in other ways, but they're otherwise a separate nation. Now, if you get them to 10 provinces, because you can carry on colonising, or even though they're now a separate nation, and any colonies you make will just be added to the nation. Once they get to 10, because they can also colonise themselves, but they often won't if you're only on 5, unless you can subsidise them with a lot of money. But once you get them to 10, you actually get an extra merchant for free, which will help us with our money issues. And they will also become far more self-sufficient. Someone with 10 nations will often start colonising areas themselves without needing any help from you. So it's well worth getting each nation to 10 provinces if you can. You can either do that by colonising for them, or you can concentrate on colonising elsewhere and building a new colonial nation while also giving them subsidies. The problem I tend to have is that I don't have the money to give them subsidies, so I tend to stick with colonising for them. But the objective ideally is to get them to 10. Certainly get them to at least 5, because then they will start supporting you and also making money for you. But if you can get them to 10, they should be much more useful. Okay, whereas colonies in Africa and certain other areas, most islands, they just become yours. There's nothing else to it. But in some ways that is why I especially like colonial nations. Okay, this could be tricky. I'm going to land them there. I want them near, but not too near, because I need the rest of the troops as well. Yep, no problem. So that should improve our relations with Savoy, which is good. So the other thing I'm currently doing, I mean, partly the location of these has been an accident because I wanted to get as close to the Caribbean as possible, and this one was made without my say-so. However, I believe usually these two countries are allies. So I'm basically planning, as soon as I have this province colonised, which I'm aiming to do, I'm planning to fabricate a claim on both of these nations, declare war on one of them, and basically annex them both. That should, with these 3 colonies, which need to be finished by then, I think, so I can make claims, that should actually get us straight to 5 provinces and immediately form Castilian Brazil. So that's the plan over here. In the meantime, my other colonist is going to be trying to work on the Caribbean and competing with Portugal as best we can. It's going to be tricky because I think they're really out for Portugal, whereas I'm going to have a colonist working here. But what can you do? And our main concern is always going to be South America anyway. That's where most of our missions are. Even if our first mission is in the Caribbean, I think it's literally just to make a single colony. So, not a big problem. Oh, sorry, zooming around like a maniac. Might actually head to Asturias, so we're a little closer. Got a new military technology, which is good. I think we have the Reiter, Schwarzer Reiter, which is a navy improvement. Looks like we've got another improvement, probably a gun. It's got a choice between Pedrero and Culverin. So basically light cannons and heavy cannons. I think I'll go for the light ones, makes us more manoeuvrable. So we've lost our usual hit to morale. Actually, we are going to need to increase our army support, which I think is still down. Army maintenance. It'll probably push us further into negative money, unfortunately. I was really hoping we'd have paid off a loan by now, but it looks like we're in negative money again. Okay, that's good. In fact, that's brilliant, because we're waiting for this one, so we can move into the Caribbean. That is fantastic news. Okay, excellent. Right, in that case, I'm going to move you back to Fez for now. Going to make a colony as far west as we can manage. Certainly have to have a cardinal in administration, not a problem. Right, so we can't go there because the send buttons are greyed out. Or there, that's too far away. We can go here though, Guadeloupe. So let's send the colonist. Unfortunately, we're now going to need our ships again. Better go put this uprising down first. Sounds like we're making money again, at least. Every colony we finish, in theory, should give us additional money. Oh, it looks like Aragon has actually reclaimed the land that they'd taken. Certainly doing something to help, if not much. Okay, right, I'm going to pick this army up, the 6, because I have a reason to want a decent sized army in South America, which we hopefully shouldn't need the same in the Caribbean. Okay. I'm going to go around and attack them. So I want to go around because I don't want to be crossing a river to attack. But it looks like Portugal has kindly come in to help us retake this piece of land. It's possible Aragon might even join in the battle. I can always hope. Okay, guess not. and I completely forgot to put up our military maintenance, which was a serious mistake. We might still win. Aragon is belatedly coming to help. They did come to help. Okay, well, with that in mind, we can actually lower our enemy maintenance again. Yeah, it's very important not to forget that. But yeah, we are going to need full army maintenance soon. Okay, right, you guys need to board ships and head off to defend Guadeloupe. This larger army needs to move across to the colony to defend it. So what I'm intending is, that's interesting actually. I wonder if I would be better off just focusing on the Caribbean so we can, rather than worrying about getting this done. Because although we wouldn't have a reach to hit Cuba yet, or any of these islands, we could build another colony here. Which, given how much we're going to have to fight to get a decent sized Caribbean nation, might make sense. Maybe I should. But there's nothing we can do right now. So we should probably focus on putting down rebellions. Unfortunately, we could also do with more troops. Okay, so we have a rebellion coming up. And we're going to need boats in order to reach it. So let's bring the ships back. Tell you what, we could definitely do more transport so we can carry more troops as well. So if we head to Sevilla, move this army into Sevilla. Protestantism is entrenched. Okay, less demand for fish. And it probably won't be in time, but I'm going to try and build a couple of transports. Just to help. Right. Look at the trading post up here might make sense. Probably won't do us as much good as I'm hoping, but just need to find some way to turn this money positive. Right, so going to improve relations with Bohemia. Looks like our royal marriage finally died. Yeah, we've literally just got our allies now, haven't we? Have royal marriages with our allies. Yeah. That's fine, can't really afford any more, but at least we have Austria. Which is actually really good, because I think we have the same dynasty as Austria. So if we were absolutely insane, we could try to claim the throne. And go to war with Austria in order to take the throne by force. I have no intention of doing that, but if we're very lucky we might gain it anyway. Which would be interesting. Still haven't quite got over getting those lands. Good to see Kildare's still going strong. Right, so we're expecting an uprising any time in our viewing. We're also expecting to finish building some transports soon. But I'm just wondering if I should load the army on now and have them ready. Problem is they probably will take damage, but at the same time it would allow us to... This was a good landing in Gran Canaria. Would get them there pretty fast. Got another idea. Factories gives us more trade power. Apparently not enough to make a big difference. Still, probably should push army maintenance up actually. Which I don't want to in a way. About the other one, Moroccan separatists. It's got 8k versus 19k. Yeah, it's not ideal. Corruption. We should try to eradicate the problem. Even though we really don't need the loss of stability. National Decision, Blasphemy Act. So I think this is going to be similar to the previous one, so it makes sense for Spain to pass this. Should make our missionaries stronger, so that's something. It might actually lower our religious unity, unfortunately, though, because it makes us less tolerant of heretics. Okay, I'm going to take a couple more troops over. Now we have 2 more transports. The thing that's worrying me is that it's still taking so long for this uprising to happen. I'm worried the Moroccan ones are going to happen first now. And the Moroccan one is a much more serious proposition. In fact, it's definitely not going to happen in Fez, is it? Might happen in Fez. Right, I'm going to raise the castle and move our troops over. So if it does happen in Fez, hopefully. Okay, no one expects the Algerian separatists. Okay, I don't keep those armies separate. I'm getting my armies a bit muddled up here, but I'll send them over. There we go. Fighting the castle on our sides. Better pause quickly. Moroccan separatists, of course. Them over. Gonna move these guys over as well, so we can hopefully take them from both sides. Guys out first. And we'll have them ready and poised to take down the larger army. National ideas. Right, so global empire has given us a much higher limit for how many ships we can have. So we could build much bigger fleets if we only had the money. Okay, and we're going in. Hopefully this should be enough to allow us to take down the separatists. So So the army that would normally be, was it 14? This one, I think, needs to head back over to Gran Canaria. Do we have any other uprisings coming? Yes. Yes, we do. Better mothball that fort then. Should be able to mothball this one now though. And this one. Apparently Portugal is actually helping. It's nice of them. And if we want to, we could now declare war on Morocco. Can't say I'm keen, but I appreciate having the option. Okay, so we're still losing tremendous amounts of money. So unless this advisor is giving us money help, which they're not, that advisor would be, but they're too expensive, I think we won't be having a military advisor for a while. You should have a better general, because it looks like you're heading into a more dangerous conflict. So we'll just swap. Even with a castle there, we're going to be outnumbered. Apparently the walls are breached already. Good start. And we could do with upgrading these castles. Only had the money. So, notwithstanding, I'm going to let the morale recover a little first. Hopefully the manpower a little as well. Natives assimilated. That's good. That's always good news. Let's do one more month and then we'll attack. Hopefully this will do it. We should always support our merchants if we can. We are a merchant nation, relying on trade. Who's this? Liege. That's alright, they did it to us. That was a lot closer than I would have liked. I'm gonna pull that fort now. Leave that army to recover. So, what's going on with this uprising that's taking forever? Come on guys, we need to get back to Luxembourg. In fact, I'm going to boost stability. Probably won't help, probably won't stop any uprisings, but just in case. Haven't really reduced army maintenance yet because I don't know if we will have time to recover morale before having to head here. The problem is this just doesn't seem to be happening. Okay, so who did this? Savoy. Savoy have stolen our cardinal. So the cardinals basically increase the amount of papal influence you gain every month. So it's definitely worth having them. Lots of religious civil disorder. Papal Conclave has become the Papal Controller. Sorry, the Papal State. So we're going to be putting some more influence in to have a chance at the next one. Commons are angered, so we can crush the rebellion, which gives us extra unrest, or we can make some concessions to them. Well, I don't think Joanna is going to have that much longer to live, because she's been around for a while. Okay, she's only 42, but nonetheless, I think I'll go for the concessions, even though it's going to cost us dearly in terms of money. Okay, this colony has become self-sufficient. I think on the whole, I am actually going to go with fully doing the Caribbean. So we're going to try and get the Caribbean to 10, and then we're going to come back down here and work on this. It's not really how I normally do things. Oh, this is annoying. Send a missionary. See if it makes them revolt faster. Well, I'm going to have to risk it. I really need to get an army into the Caribbean. So, while they will undoubtedly decide to revolt at the exact moment when I'm no longer in a position to easily get to them, maybe I should have just dropped my army off there. Hold them up again. I've just taken so long to do it. Okay, Crimea. Mali having issues. That's fine. Apparently they're actually beating the colonists to this one. Okay, let's take Dominica. That's fine, and you are going to move back over here. Headed back to Gran Canaria. And hopefully you'll be ready when the uprising happens. Native exploitation. I am going to assuage their pain. Apart from it being the nicer thing to do, we also get an increased settler chance, global settler increase. So to me that would be worth it in any case. Especially with Castile, because we will end up with hopefully 4 colonies at once. So increases to anything globally is just really worth it. Dominica have attacked. Alright, well at least they haven't started on Cuba yet. I think they're going to finish over here first. Okay, that's good. I'll always take a loss in ferocity. That is never a bad thing. So if we do decide to get a foothold in North America, it will probably be here in Florida. It's the obvious place, because I'm hoping we'll have all of Cuba. I have doubts about that, to be honest. Portugal's doing a very good job of taking over the Caribbean. Imports compete with Castilian quality goods. Alright, this is interesting. We don't often have this, but yeah, we should definitely see what the colonies have to offer. Get better trade steering. Yeah, I hadn't actually noticed this, but this has already become a colonial nation. Of course, we've got more than 5 provinces, so it's called Caribas. And yeah, so we're just struggling with our first 2 Caribbean colonies, and Portugal already has a fully functional colonial nation out there. Interesting. Risky of him to insult us, but I'm just going to insult him back. Right, so where are we at? We're still expecting this uprising any second, but we're also expecting Luxembourgian separatists. So I think we're going to need to move these guys up to Luxembourg. So I'm going to drop these guys in the actual colony, because they're taking forever to rise up anyway. And the ships are going to have to be gone for quite a while. And then we're going to get these guys up to Luxembourg. Get ready for the uprising up there. Okay, we've lost our explorer, which is a nuisance, but on the plus side, we've no longer got too many military leaders. So I'm not going to hurry to fix that, since we've done a fair bit of exploring. I'm not sure we've got that much more we can do that we won't be better off waiting until we've got a new colony for. Right, so Luxembourg is actually there, which is going to be a bit of an issue, because Liege may not want to give us military access. We will... Oh, actually that looks good. It looks like they're good for an alliance. So if we improve relations with them, going to do the same with Provence again, just in case. Maybe the same with Trier. We can hopefully put down this rebellion and it won't happen again for quite a few years. Money-wise, not great. We can reduce root out corruption a little, but not much else. And we now have 7 loans. We are online for a papal favour, so let's levy church tax, which will help a little. We've gained a new idea. We can have 1 more diplomatic relation, and we've also gained an additional colonist, which we probably can't afford to use, unfortunately. Yeah, so that's good. So we're now only losing 1 diplomatic point a month. So that idea has actually really paid dividends. And actually, the Papal State just got a new Pope before I could even put in papal influence. Possibly save me from wasting my money, you never know. Not money, wasting my influence. But we'll put in this time as soon as we reach 5. Right, I'm going to reduce our maintenance a bit. Not a lot, because I want it to improve quickly if need be. to take this boat down here again and see if I can get the guys off the island. It's just taking that long for the uprisings to actually happen. In fact, this one's just stopped now. So we've got the Luxembourgian separatists, but because we're not actually going to sit in Luxembourg itself, we should have a bit of time to recover before the army faces them. Okay, I'm just going to check. Right, they're on 90, so I'm now going to increase army maintenance again. I'm going to request... oh no, we actually can't yet. Additionally, I'm going to send our third colonist out. Even if it means cutting down the colonial maintenance that we provide. I'm going to send him anyway. Okay, let's request military access from you. Move my troops next to Luxembourg. And we're going to wait. Why am I sieging Liege? Oh, whoa. Oh, someone else is sieging them. Alright, fair enough. Just gonna allow military access for everyone. Just an advisor. We do have a trade efficiency one, so we might take him. Don't have a land maintenance one. Well, this chap with trade efficiency is probably a good option. Hurry up and revolt, please, Luxembourg. Okay, Austrian-Bosnian War of Honour against Bosnia. Bosnia, Serbia and Cologne I will accept. And probably attack Cologne. As soon as I find them. Frankfurt. That's Cologne. Alright, they're a one province nation anyway. Maybe I won't bother attacking Cologne. But we can rely on Aragon and Naples to help with a war. And if anyone comes this way, we actually have an army ready for them this time. However, I don't see any reason not to mothball the forts. Might also raise war taxes. That should help. Apparently they qualify as an exiled army for some insane reason. Pretty sure Liege isn't on the opposite side. No, in fact it's just Bosnia and Serbia now. Pay loan. A bit concerned about that troop I saw heading southwest just then. Might. Which people want military access? Still can't afford that merchant. Also got 3 diplomats. So what can I do with them? Let's improve Austria, although we shouldn't really need to, given that we go. Bosnia accepted peace. We no longer need this unmothballed. It's all good. Really wish Luxembourg would hurry up. Okay, we have a self-sustaining colony in Guadeloupe. So we have a Caribbean colony. Gives us a better settler chance of 15 years and also gains us 15 prestige. So yeah, our next things are all down to South America. However, I'm going to colonise Guantanamo. It's closest to the trade node. And we're going to start moving all of these colonies up there as soon as they get finished. We also need our ships. I'm guessing Portugal has 2 colonists at the moment. 3 colonists? No, just 2, hopefully. Just concerned that as soon as they finish here, they'll probably colonise... Oh, we can't do anything about it. We'll just colonise as many provinces as we can on that island. At least give our colonial nation a chance to be able to hold their own. Should they come to war with Portugal? Which hopefully it won't. We have a new military technology. I think we've finished the diplomatic idea group. We have exploration ideas, so that's completely finished. So we can start gobbling up diplomatic tech again. We also really need to start saving up money because we need to embrace colonialism. Monarchs no longer consider us to be a rival. Isn't that nice? Okay, gonna head back here. I'm kind of thinking we should probably pull that army off now. There's only really, there's no real sign of them separating anytime soon. Really getting annoyed with Luxembourg's continued inability to rebel. Finally, there we go. We can possibly reduce our army maintenance now. Can also get this trade advisor. Still nothing in military. That should help. Okay, so we have won that one. I'm assuming we can't head straight back, so we're going to have to go over by ship. Makes sense. No other uprisings happening up here. We can cancel military access from Liege. So yeah, happy days. Successful trip. Let's get all of these guys back to North Africa. Aragon has embraced colonialism, which will only help it to spread in our lands. And we've now got our 4th colonist. Honestly, I have no idea how this is even going to work. But I'm going to send them anyway. Oh my. Right. Okay, so first things first, we need another army. So however you look at it, I'm going to need to build a bunch of infantry. And I'm going to stick some guns in this time. going to bother with cavalry in this one because I think cavalry are going to become less important fairly soon. Okay. So while they're building, I'm going to send you up to Flanders. What are we on now? 8 loans. It's too many. I think I need to reduce colonial maintenance. So there we go. Although I also need to reduce army maintenance, don't I? So actually colonial maintenance can probably go back up, which is good. Yep, no problem there. Should check if we've still got military access with Portugal, just in case that's costing us money. Yeah, we do. Okay, has the 4th colonist arrived? They have. Right, I'm going to put the army maintenance down just enough to give us positive money. So this is actually allowing us to keep our colonial maintenance full, which is brilliant if we can keep it up. Just whether we'll be able to do that. The problem is, at the moment, we only really need our armies maintained when there are uprisings. So if we can find a way to reduce uprisings, that'd be great. The problem is the obvious way to reduce uprisings is to send out missionaries, but they cost money. Alsace has become an electorate. Ooh! It is! Free Monarch Point Day. Let's just send you guys over here because I want you to pick up the new troops from Guadeloupe. And then we can start on Free Monarch Point Day, which is brilliant. So, grant monopoly charters, demand diplomatic support. Seek support of the clergy, demand administrative support. Call diet, demand military support. There are 2 more clergy things, establish new world missions and send emissary to Pope. That's given us the ability to get some more military technology. We're now ridiculously ahead, which is a bit of a shame because Spanish Square I think makes quite a big difference when fighting, so it would be nice to get that one. And we can actually embrace colonialism just for 800 ducats because we have it nearly all through the country. Which is good, we're like way ahead of everyone else, so I think before we take any more technology we should endeavour to embrace colonialism. But that's a problem. I don't really want to send the army any lower, so I'm going to send colonial maintenance down. Unfortunately I don't know what effect that's going to have, whether that's going to stop our colonies from growing completely. But we're just going to have to see. Let's just make sure forts are mothballed. They are. The reason I'm not bringing down fleet maintenance is because that would affect our trade ships as well. So it might actually reduce money. Could try building more workshops. Or more churches. Maybe workshops at this stage. Don't know, +19. Taxation. Actually, we do have better options for churches, so if we just build those 2. So yeah, see if that makes any difference. Okay, our next uprising apparently is going to be Tetuan, and it's going to arise there. So I might even just move an army onto there. go back to get the last 2 troops. That's the finished building. Okay, so this is good. I mean, even without full colonial maintenance, having a colony being built at least prevents Portugal from building them. That's the one advantage. Might need a conquistador to discover this one. Maybe I should actually do that now. It's fine. Problem is that without full colonial maintenance, might take a while before we finish these colonies, so let me just push it up as much as I can, because these are looking pretty good. So how's this growing? Is it even growing at all? If I can actually get at it. That's good. Let's push it up a bit. Okay, so we're actually losing money, but not much, I would assume. Excellent minister. Okay, this sounds good. Admin power, papal influence. And trying to reduce national unrest, but we won't be able to afford him. But that's instantly given us room for a papal favour. So how about if we increase mercantilism? So that should increase the funds we get from trade, although I would like prestige. What does prestige give us? I wonder if there's anything that would reduce unrest as well. Never mind, I'm going to go with mercantilism, in the hope that it will give us a bit more money. Can't see any sign of it yet, I have to say. Boundary dispute. Okay, we can upset liege, or we can settle the issue and lose prestige. I think I'll just upset liege, thanks. It's not really a problem. I wasn't really planning on taking advantage of the dispute. I'm not particularly keen to have the Holy Roman Empire attacking me. But at the same time, if that might go improve relations with them, let's just to Liege, and I might improve relations with Kildare because they're doing remarkably well, and Scotland. Not that I'm going to go very far with it, but I just haven't done it before yet. We've lost our conquistador. It's absolutely fine. I'll just make another one. So yeah, literally going to be a waiting game now. It's whether we can get the next colony underway before Portugal finishes theirs. And whether each colony we do finish will be enough to allow us to raise colonial maintenance, which is the other big question. Okay, but we've finished expansion ideas, so that will improve our trade power. Also pushes us towards having a better diplomatic reputation. We also get a free policy, so we haven't seen policies before. They're on the decisions and policies screen that we sometimes come to, and you just click on any of these, it doesn't matter which one. And colonial expansion is basically because we've completed 2 idea groups, we get a policy as an option. Now the first policy in each section, as usual, they're administrative, diplomatic and military, doesn't cost anything. So you should always have 1 in each of these. The only reason we don't is that we don't have the option, but once we've finished idea groups we will. Any you put in the second column cost 1 point per month in the respective section, and if you put 1 in the third column, that's another point. So you need to think about whether they're worth it in these columns, but with this one it's a definite. And in any case, this one we would certainly want. It helps us with colonising. So there you go, we've actually finished all the colonising stuff. So we're back to looking for technology, which means we definitely want to embrace colonialism soon to get rid of the penalty. And our next idea, we can actually choose. We will have some kind of choice. Also, because I think we've gained admin tech, I think because we've finished the ideas, we've gained the ability to make more states. Remember, you should always make states if you can. Reduces corruption, which will hopefully give us more money. We can't make any more. Does mean we need to use admin points to re-add these as states, so we're going to have to call them. So it does cost us something in terms of admin power. However, it's not worth making states in areas where you expect them to become colonial nations. They can do that themselves as a rule. So if you... Okay, that's good. I'm going to instantly send a colonist here. We're going to want to move the army from Dominica to protect the new colony. It's slightly different if you take it militarily, because you still need to do the first coring bit. But the bit where you make the state and then core it again, you don't want to do if there's going to be a colonial nation. On the plus side, we're now well on our way to gaining a first colonial nation. I wouldn't necessarily say we're catching Portugal up. I suppose we are, because we have 4 colonists now. I think they still only have 2, although they'll doubtless have 3 any second. But yeah, we'll just have to see how we can do, and then we'll start on the other areas. Have to core these as soon as we can. Still no military advisor worth having. Press familiar to access, that's fine. So the plan now will be to try and keep positive money while raising colonial maintenance as high as we can. We'll only raise army maintenance and maybe lower colonial if there's an uprising. So we're going to carefully balance our finances so that we're slowly making a profit. And then hopefully... Papal state. Yeah, there's too many people involved now. We'll just leave the 5 in. Hopefully we can start to reduce loans, but especially we do want to embrace colonialism. I'm a little concerned that that might give us... it gives us extra trade power. So that would help with cost as well. Might even consider taking loans in order to embrace it if necessary, but we'll see how we do with gaining money first. I suppose we do still have some areas that don't have it yet. And you've got to bear in mind that very few areas do have it. So we're not really falling behind the rest of the world, except for Portugal, who isn't really that scary a military power. We'll see, but I'm going to leave it there for now. I think feeling a bit better about it actually, about the colonialism. I feel like we've kind of consolidated the gains we made through war, especially now that we've made states and we're going to start coring them within the states. We're kind of managing to do positive money. We've got a decent foothold on the Caribbean. At the end of the day, as long as we make a Caribbean nation, which we're going to, it isn't entirely our problem anymore how split up they might be. I mean, I'd like to make them as big as we possibly can, take as much of this island as we can, but I think we shouldn't have a problem getting them to 10 provinces now. So, I think it's looking good. and we'll be able to move the loans down and then start on South America and maybe getting a foothold in Florida. See how we feel. I haven't really decided yet whether I should do what I normally do, where I'll split the colonists up everywhere and build lots of colonies simultaneously, or if I should actually put all the colonists in one area and really blitz it. We'll see. See how I feel. I think France has started a colony in South America now, which is probably going to cause us problems later, but hopefully not too many. We're going to make sure we dominate South America, if nothing else. But anyway, let's leave it there for now, and I shall see you next time.